name is Clayton Watts.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Watts, you have been charged and indicted by the grand jury on the crime of murder and possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. And according to your attorney, you wish to plead guilty to those charges. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Tell me about your relationship with your grandmother and your grandfather. Just in the 5 months preceding, or maybe the year preceding, is what led you to have this happen to you.
I have felt like things were getting worse mainly because of my actions, but I did not realize that my actions were resulting in things that were occurring. And basically, I would argue with my grandmother a lot, and that it basically broke.
You had told me earlier today that you were. Is it true that that your grandmother and grandfather did not approve of your friends? Had you been arguing with your grandmother about your performance in school? Had she taken your car away at some point in time? Was she taking your phone away from you? Was she taking your phone away or anything else like that? And you also told me that around sometime in September, while you were at school in class, that your grandmother had sent you a text message. And just before that, around Labor Day, you had friends over to your house while your grandparents were out of town. That when they came home, some things had been broken and you got in a lot of trouble for that. Is that right? And going back to the text message that you had gotten at school, you had a class with Marquise Buchanan, didn't you? And what class was that? And when you got text message from your grandmother, do you remember what the text message said? Did it make you angry? Were you sitting next to Marquise Buchanan? Did you say anything to him about the text message?
I said that I wish you would do it. He said for $5,000 he would do it.
Did you agree to pay Marquise Buchanan to shoot your grandparents?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you agree to pay?
$10,000.
Was that $5,000 for each grandparent?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you anticipate getting this money to pay? Through inheritance. The idea initially was your idea to kill your grandparents. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And was to kill both your grandmother and your grandfather.
Yes, ma'am.
And my understanding is that you've been talking about it with Mr. Buchanan for approximately how long?
5 months.
And when I say Mr. Buchanan, I'm referring to Marquise Buchanan, who's your co-defendant in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
And what grade, did you go to school with Mr. Buchanan?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was at Chester High School?
Yes, ma'am.
What grade was he in?
12.
And what grade was you in?
11.
Did you guys have some classes together?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point in time, you told Cody Wessinger about the plan to kill your grandparents.
Yes, ma'am.
And the day, this happened on January 29th, and on the day that it happened, there are text messages that were exchanged between you and Marquise Buchanan.
Yes, ma'am.
And those text messages, the gist of them were basically, I'm going to come pick you up, and you're going to help me kill my grandparents.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, did he ask you if you had the 357?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you respond to that text message?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you respond?
I did.
You said yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And actually you had a 357, but you also had a 9mm as well. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you get the 357?
Closet.
It was a closet where?
In my grandparents' bedroom.
And in that same closet, did you find bullets for this gun?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you take those as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you take a 9mm from the house also?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you find that 9mm?
A dresser in my grandparents' bedroom.
And did you know whether that was loaded or unloaded at the time that you took it?
I did not know if it was loaded or unloaded.
And you were in your car, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you picked them both up, and what, did you give them the guns when they got into the car?
Yes, ma'am.
To whom did you give which gun?
I handed both guns to Buchanan. He handed the 357 to the car.
And to your knowledge, these guns remained in the possession of those people until you got back to your grandparents' house, is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
All right, and did you go directly back to your grandparents' house?
Yes, ma'am.
And Marquise Buchanan time, all the time you were riding, Mark Buchanan was sitting in the front seat,
Yes, ma'am.
and Sharice Cohen was sitting in the back.
Yes, ma'am.
When you walked in, you went into your house, and what did you do when you got inside?
I went in my room.
Did you stop anywhere in the house and have any conversations with the two of them?
He talked in the front dining room.
Do you remember what you talked about?
Basically about the living room in the front.
Did you give anything, did you give a knife to either one of these individuals?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the purpose of you giving them that knife?
They asked for a knife. And then they later said you cut phone calls with the knife.
Did you see them cut the phone? How do you know they cut them?
Because the phone did not work. I went to the room, trying to use the phone.
You went back to your bedroom to try to use the phone
No, it was after.
after you.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you went back, you leave them in the front room in the, what you call, I guess you would call the den where the fireplace is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's adjacent to the next to the kitchen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you said you went back in your bedroom, what did you do when you got there?
I put my headphones in my ears and listened to music.
Did you hear anything
Yes, ma'am.
besides the music?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you hear?
3 gunshots.
3 gunshots.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what did you do?
Shortly after, one of them came and knocked on my door. I got up and he said something about my grandfather, saying he was on the phone. And then I asked Buchanan where my grandmother was. He said she was on the floor. So he go back in my room.
Mr. Sheldon represents him, and he and I have negotiated a sentence of 30 years on murder, contingent upon his truthful testimony in the event, he's got 2 co-defendants in this case, but in the event either of them go to trial, this sentence is negotiated with contingent upon his coming forth at those trials, testifying and giving truthful testimony.